Hopefully it doesn't mess up. Ah. Hey, how do you feel right now, Cameron? Are you nervous at all? Do you feel like you did it? Yeah, it's nervous whenever you see it spinning. Then once you see it go live, it's like, boom, we're live. All right, I see us. There we are. Good morning. Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Good morning. Good time, Tommy. Hey, hope you guys are having fun down there at the beach. I know everybody was loaded up this morning here at the office, about to take off. So if you are watching and if you're on the way to the beach, have a safe trip. All right. Shannon Wheeler, good morning. Brittany, thanks for getting on. Everybody, thank you so much. My name is Josh Harrell. I work here at the Good Time Tommy team. And, hey, you got me today doing the morning grind because everybody's at the beach on a little vacation. All right. They're living it up down there. And I think they're in 30A, I think. I'm not 100%. Are they in 30A? Grayton Beach. That's right. Grayton Beach. Same chain link of beaches down there. So everybody's having a good time at the beach while we're holding the fort down up here, making sure that everybody gets done what they need to get done. So happy Monday. If you're on here, you know the rules. You got to do these three things: like, comment, and share the stream. Okay? So like, comment, and share the stream. You never know. If you put it on your timeline, somebody might watch it, and they might see it. They might listen through it all. I might say one thing that could help them out. You know what I mean? Tommy says a lot of things that help me out. That's why I share it. So I could say one thing. So any sales? Hey, yes, we did get a sale this week. Hey, me and Brittany are working on another one too. So that's we'll keep you updated. We'll keep you updated. I'm not 100% sure that we've gotten it yet. We're on it. So don't worry about. You're gonna be gone this week, Tommy. I predict 2 deals out of me and Brittany this week. Is that a bold prediction? 2 deals this week while Tommy's gone. She's like, nah, that ain't shit. Come on. See flat. I'm sorry, I'm not flat. Let me get back up. My apologies if I seem flat, guys. This morning, 60 seconds of gratitude. We start off every single morning grind with 60 seconds of gratitude. And this is what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that I woke up to a phone full of notifications that Chris Rock got the shit smacked out of him last night. Did y'all see that? Am I the only one who saw that? Or did you? I have no idea what the Oscars are. I don't really care. But I woke up and I see everybody just going crazy about it. That's all anybody's talking about this morning, right? So I'm thankful that us as Americans can literally take that and laugh at it. What are you talking about? Hey, Larima, good morning. What are we talking about this morning? Hey, other than the fact that Chris Rock got smacked last night, we're talking about why Monday is my favorite day of the week, okay? I don't know if anybody was here last week or watched the morning grind last week at all, but we had like the worst week ever around here, did we not? I mean, it was a very, very bad week. You could argue it was the worst week ever at all. But this is why today is my favorite day. Mondays are my favorite day because it's like new. It's a new day or a new week. You don't have to worry about what happened last week is gone. All right, nothing, no harm, no foul about not talking about last week. Have you ever had a bad week before in your life?
Absolutely.
What did it look like?
It looked like a lot of tears, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear.
It's exactly right. Yeah. Uncertainty, that was a huge word that you just said. A lot of uncertainty. I feel like last week was full of just uncertainty, especially not just for me, but I could tell like around the whole office. Tommy, I don't know how he said it. I think we lost 12 deals last week. Was that right, Tommy? 12 deals last week. If you're watching still, I mean that's ridiculous. That's a lot of uncertainty. You lose one deal and it's like, ugh. You lose 2 deals, it's like, ugh. You know, and then 12 deals, it's like, you know, you're throwing shit at this point. So, you're Wreck-It Ralph. You know, so you know the uncertainty. There was a lot of uncertainty in the office last week. And whenever what comes with uncertainty is a lot of, I would say, fear. And a lot of, you know, is this week going to be better? Okay, do you feel like that too? With uncertainty comes fear? Have you ever been uncertain? Have you ever had a bad week?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about your bad week.
My bad week, it was just like, I mean, felt like one thing after another, but it was probably just my mood.
That's
that
right.
Let me get there.
It's one thing. I like that. One thing after another. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like, well, hell, this couldn't get any worse, and then it gets worse.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was. So, last week was definitely one for the books. It was bad. It was just a horrible week. But with that bad week came with uncertainty. With the uncertainty came fear. We were scared. I was scared, and this is just me personally. I don't know about everybody else, but I was scared that okay, we're not gonna have a better week next week, which is today, right? Which is today. Today's the new week, okay? And whenever I feel like that, I almost feel already defeated. And that's the wrong mindset to be in. The wrong mindset to be in is like, okay, let's be scared about this. Let's be scared about this week. Let's not feel like this week is going to be better than last week because, we don't have the certainty that we need. What up, Noah? Thanks for getting on here, man. Please give me a share. Share the stream. We don't have the certainty that this week will be better, okay? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. How do you get the certainty? How are we as a group going to get the certainty to make this week 10 times better than last week, 100 times better than last week? Okay, so how do you do that? It's very simple if you think about it. What did you do to make last week bad? Okay? You ever heard it's not a failure, it's just a lesson? It's very cliche, but it's very true. Like, I feel like last week it's a huge lesson for me because I did something I shouldn't have done. I did something that I really screwed up on that I know for a fact will never happen again, Even this guy walking in can tell it to you. I mean, a mistake happened that shouldn't have happened, and it's not going to happen again, right? So that's what we got to do. Look at last week. Be like, okay, what happened? What did we do that caused that? And don't do it again.
Right.
It's very simple, okay? Another thing, too, that I do, this is a good tip. I talked about this. Hey, if you didn't listen to my podcast this weekend, you didn't listen to it? Oh, that's all right. It's my fault you didn't listen to it. I didn't promote it enough. Did you even know I did a podcast? That's my fault. You should know that I do a podcast every Saturday. It's called the Harrell Half Hour. And that's what I talked about on the Harrell Half Hour is how to bounce back. Like what your bounce back. It's called the bounce back muscle. Like that was the topic of it. And so bouncing back is a muscle, right? You got to have a really tough, thick skin in order to be able to bounce back effectively. Good morning, Cecilia. Thanks for getting on here. Hey, do me a favor. Like and comment and share on the. You already comment. Just like and share the stream for me, if you don't mind. Thank you. The bounce back muscle is pretty simple. You look at what you did, where you went wrong, and don't do it again. Now, this is one thing. This week, I had to mentally forget about last week, which I'm talking about it. You could argue I haven't really forgot it, but it's a very, very good thing to just. It's almost like I always like to go back to girls in relationships because it's very similar. Life is very similar to that. Like a girl, like you ask a girl out or you ask a guy out and they say no. What's the first thing you do? Cry about it for a little bit and then you forget about it. Cry about it, forget about it. That's pretty much how I got over last week. Cried about it, forgot about it. Right? So me and Noah had a little thing go down and it was not fun. We lost a deal, unfortunately, and it was like, I mean, what was your feelings like? Were you pissed about it? Were you sad about it? What were your feelings like whenever you found that out?
Well, the first thing I did was reflect on the past and what we could have done to prevent it, and really just try to apply that to future deals, mentally to just move past it, move forward and just improve.
It's exactly what I would have done too, and that's exactly what I did. It's just the best way, in my opinion, to get over the fact that we did lose a deal, but not only get over the fact that we lost a deal, to make sure that we don't lose another one in the future, right? Yeah. So, number one, the first thing you do is just, what did I do wrong? Number two, don't do this shit again. It's very simple. It's very simple. So, give me an example of one thing. You don't have to get personal, but what's an example of one thing that could possibly make your day bad or your week bad?
Do you have road rage to people driving?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, well,
That can
road rage.
that can turn my day from very good to very bad.
Yeah, and like 2 point, my son is a mama. Calm down. Yeah.
That's right.
So, yes.
Okay, so road rage. All right, let's just say, for instance, somebody cuts you off, and you're cussing, you're throwing stuff in your car, you're angry at them, and you're listening to Shania Twain on the radio, you're having a good day, bobbing your head, somebody cuts you off, and then you start listening to some death rock, you're pissed off now. All right, so what is one thing that could have happened to prevent that person from cutting you off?
Nothing. I couldn't have controlled them.
Okay. Now this is a good point. Nothing could have happened for you to control them, right?
Yeah.
But what can you control?
Me.
Me. Right. Now, how could you control me?
Stop. Breathe.
Breathe.
And say, okay, it's just happened because you were coming. It wasn't personal.
Right.
So when you take it personal, you flip out. So,
Maybe they need to get in the other lane because they felt like if they didn't get in the other lane, they would have wrecked.
Right.
Okay, maybe they're trying to save their own life.
Yeah.
Right? And whenever you control yourself, you control your emotions. They'll say, okay, you know what? He cut me off. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad he cut me off. Smile about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very, very hard thing. We can sit here and talk about it all we want, but I promise you it is a very, very hard thing. Once you get confronted with some sort of like emotion, fear, anger, whatever, you can talk about it in today's moment and just be like, yeah, whenever that happens, I'll be all right. And then it happens and you're just like, ugh. Or you start crying or you get frustrated or something. You know what I mean? It's very easy to talk about, but it's hard to implement.
Yes.
You just got to have that kind of control. Okay, I'm glad you said that because that's where uncertainty comes from, is just a lack of control, right? Whenever you don't have control of yourself, obviously not of other people, but whenever you can take a lot of control over yourself, it's going to reflect around other people. Okay, so like whenever somebody's late in here, whose fault is it?
It's my fault.
It's the person who, that's what you would think, right? The more control that you take, the more accountability you take, the more control you're going to have.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Noah being late, it's my fault. He's my roommate. I should have woke him up this morning. You get that?
Yeah.
I should have knocked on his door, shook him in bed, and blasted his alarm clock in his face, and then woke him up so that way he could get here on time.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Okay? Now, whose fault is it this morning for Noah being late?
Yours.
It's my fault. Yes, it is my fault. But if you want to have more
I
control,
don't think you're being as clear.
I could be more clear. Okay, it's my fault for not being clear. The more control that you take, okay, the more accountability you take, the more control you're going to have for everything going on around you. Okay? If Brittany's in a bad mood, it's my fault. Okay? If you're in a bad mood, it's my fault. Okay, now let's look in your point of view. Whose fault is it this morning for Noah being late?
Mine.
Why?
Because I could have got his number last week and called him and said, hey, are you on your way in today?
That's the right way to think.
Yeah.
That's the right way. I mean, you are going to you're going to avoid a lot of problems by taking more responsibility. And it's not fake responsibility either. I am really like, I should have woke him up this morning. I should wake him up every morning. You know what I mean? It's not just something I just go out there and say. It's something you really have to take a lot of mental responsibility, okay? So that is why, if you're watching this, the title is Why Today is My Favorite Day of the Week. Why today is my favorite day of the week? Because it's a new week. I feel like last week was a horrible week. It's a new week. It's Monday. We've been replenished. It's like you're peeling back the layers on an onion. It's a new layer. We don't smell. We're not making anybody cry anymore. We're not having any more bad days. We're having good days this week.
This morning on Monday Motivation, the big word, where I was going with it was recommit, right?
Yeah, recommit.
Like, what happens when you lose momentum? What happens when you lose traction? What do you do? What do you do, right? You recommit.
Right.
What could you speak on that has to do with recommit?
Yeah, I mean,
you did have such a bad week last week.
Last week was a bad week,
Right.
and it's very easy to uncommit.
Right.
Whenever you have a bad week like last week, it's probably the easiest thing to just kind of put your blanket over your face and just shy away from all your problems, right? Whenever you have bad days, bad week, it's easy to go home early. It's easy to not do the things that you're already committed to whenever you're having a bad day. Okay, so let's just say last week we did uncommit a little bit. Not really uncommit, but we didn't do the things that we needed to. And now it's time to recommit, baby, because it's Monday. All right, it's a new week. We need to recommit.
What are some ways to recommit?
Tell yourself. I mean, it's very easy. Just tell yourself. And whenever I say tell yourself, I don't just mean tell yourself in your mind. I mean speak it. Okay, so what's one thing you're gonna commit to this week?
I'm going to commit to working out every day.
You're gonna commit to working out every day. Are you just gonna commit to it, or are you gonna do it?
I'm going to do it.
You're gonna work out every single day.
Okay, every single day.
There you go. All right. Well, you said it.
Yep.
Do you want us to hold you accountable, or do you just want to hold yourself accountable?
You can, but I'm doing it before I get here.
Well, you give me permission to. Every single morning when I see you come in, I'm gonna say, hey, did you work out?
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. Well, hey, we'll make sure we hold you accountable this week. All right.
Yep.
So that, yeah, to recommit, I would say write it down too. I mean, if you're a writer, write it down. You see it, visual, bleeds into the mind. It makes you think about it often. So yeah, that's what I would say. That's a good tip.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say?
Well, I actually posted this on my Facebook too, and got a lot of different looks at how to catch that momentum once you slow down a little bit. I think a huge part is to look at where you were previously at in your life, right? And most likely the things that you are doing now, present, right, are things that you were thinking about that you wanted to do in the past, right?
Yeah.
So you're thinking about it in the past and you are where you are. So look at where you were at, look at where you are at, and look at where you want to be.
There you go.
Right? And recommit to those original goals and those intentions that, got you to where you were at, and just continue.
Yeah, I like that. Don't stop the things that got you to where you are today.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
And that's something that you're going to learn too in this business. It's very tough to keep doing those things. All right. So, well, guys, hey, thank you so much. Happy Monday. Thank you for getting on. It's my favorite day of the week. I don't know about you. It should be your favorite day of the week too, because we have been replenished. It's a new week. Guys, thank you so much. Like, comment, and share if you're watching this later. And go have yourself